Your turn.
No, I just did.
You did? Oh, so it's my turn.
It's your turn. And I'm not going to interrupt you this time while you're doing your, so we just do the tease and be done.
Talking to you, Canada.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Thank you. Okay, carry on.
Talking to you, Canada.
Talk slowly if you're talking to Canada.
Talking to you, Canada. This is why I get so many voiceover jobs. In any case,
Sure, that's it.
listen, my Canadian brethren and sisterin, please
Would it be Cistern?
No,
it wouldn't.
please like and or subscribe and or follow This Is True Really News on your favorite podcast listening application or viewing application in the case of YouTube. You can look at Podchaser, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Listen Notes, or Deezer. YouTube. Yeah. Idiot. Sit up. Good grief.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
Go.
Bossy broad. June 30th, WLBT TV, Jackson, Mississippi reports vandals have been breaking into graves in Rosemont Cemetery. They think they're looking for valuable schwanzes to cut off and take.
That is not true. You're lying. You're just hearkening back to your glory days.
It says breaking into graves in Rosemont Cemetery, not only opening the graves, but damaging and opening caskets of people buried there. Nope, so they're not taking body parts. Mausoleums have also been breached because, you don't want to play favorites. So yes, urns and remains are missing. Zach Martinez, who visited on June 29th to pay respects to a friend, said, "It's sad what's going on here because this is a resting place."
And they took the urns too. This is confusing to me. What are you going to do? Fence the urn? Is there some sort of crime family out there that deals only in stolen urns?
And what kind of money are you going to get? Because they're, you can get some pretty cheap urns.
Hey, dude, I've got this hot urn, but boy, is it cool.
Hey, fella.
You want a box full of ashes?
Make it look like you've been smoking for years. Martinez returned one casket to its niche. The Secretary of State's office told WLBT that a complaint first has to be raised against the cemetery for an investigation to be opened.
How does that make any sense?
Well, who's in charge of...
Well, I suppose, but wouldn't the cemetery...
Basically, somebody has to whine at the cemetery, and then the police start looking into it.
Okay.
Sometimes our system is a little broken. Other time, it's full on messed up.
Just there you go. Robert Shull Goddard, 49.
Didn't he invent rockets?
No, not this one. This one's no rocket scientist.
Different Robert Goddard, sorry.
He's accused of breaking into a Nashville area home. Now, remember Nashville, right? Nashville, home of country music.
Nashville. The V-I-L-L-E is pronounced Vol.
Vol, Nashville.
No sense to me whatsoever.
In any case, he stole a TV and a gun from the residence.
Okay, not a good combination.
According to the filing at Davidson County Court. He also stole a black Gibson Les Paul custom guitar. Now, if you know anything about guitars, and I know anything about guitars, a black Gibson Les Paul custom guitar is worth
money.
A fair amount. And depending on its age, it could be tens of thousands or even more if it's a, vintage one. If it is a current one, you're going to look at prices over $1,000. This guy sold it for 40. Now, Robert would have gotten away with the whole thing except for one small problem. His notebook listing a number of homes, including one that had been burgled the very same day, was left behind. In the notebook were notes left by Robert's daughter, along with her address, that helped them identify him. Very next day, he showed up on video kicking in the back door of another house. He's now been arrested on felony burglary and theft charges and criminal sale of a stolen Les Paul.
And being notably stupid. CBS, LA. South Los Angeles, scene of a huge explosion that injured 17 people June 30th. After a planned detonation of illegal fireworks apparently went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
LAPD had seized more than 5,000 pounds of commercial-grade fireworks from the home of 27-year-old Arturo Sayas.
He'd been busy. 5,000 pounds.
You gotta do that. Takes a little effort because it's not like it's heavy. Oh, look, I've got these two 500 pounds each, and no. Anyway, Arturo had moved about 10 pounds of improvised explosive devices into a special armored truck. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The police had moved him.
Oh, okay. I was going to go, why would Arturo?
This is for improvised explosive devices so that if
they go exploding.
Yeah. And they did go splody.
Mm-hmm.
The blast flipped cars, shattered windows over a 2-block area, and neighbors describing it as a hard earthquake. The top of the armored vehicle, which weighs about a ton, was found blocks away, smashing a roof before landing in a yard.
Oh, are they lucky?
Sayas was 17 injured. That's actually, when you think about what could have happened.
Thank you.
Sayas was held on $500,000 bail. LAPD did the better of things and called the ATF to help with the investigation.
Good.
Probably should have called the ATF. I'm just thinking.
Who's the dink that decided this is what we should do?
Let's blow all of this up in a truck. I'm hoping it went off by accident. My theory is it's fireworks. It probably didn't.
This is worse than getting rid of a dead beached whale with.
That was my exact thought.
Yeah, exactly.
At least with a beached whale, well, of course you had 1-ton chunks falling there too, but at least they weren't metal. But
right.
No,
they did crush a car.
I was going to say 1 ton is 1 ton. It's going to be heavy no matter where it lands.
Plumph. And you have a heck of a story.
That was in California too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or was it?
Or was it Oregon?
Oregon. I think it was Oregon.
Same thing.
Meantime,
liberals ruin one state, move north to the next, and off they go.
A couple in California just moved.
I can't explain New Mexico.
Moved into a new home, and they were immediately set upon by thieves. Someone broke into their car on their very first night. Yeah, exactly. The welcome wagon rolled out and took your cigarettes out of the car. Anyway, a few nights later, someone else broke into their car, and the young couple, Corey Kernut, 25, and Savannah Grillett, 29, then devised an ingenious plan to stop the break-ins.
Was it ingenious or was it alcohol-fueled? You can tell me.
Oh, if it was alcohol-fueled, they were drunk for months.
Just tell me.
They left a bicycle outside.
Okay.
And when someone would come to steal it, they would beat the thief with aluminum baseball bats.
So I'm guessing they have some Cosa Nostra in their background.
Well, police say they teed off on at least 4 people and posted videos on YouTube. Their neighbors say the count was much higher. There was activity every night. Neighbors suggested to the couple that there was a problem maybe with baiting burglars that might attract more into the neighborhood than might ordinarily be there. To no avail, so they called the cops. Some victims have come forward, but most are reluctant to admit they were stealing a bike when they were assaulted.
I was going to say, so listen, I was there, I was swiping, and
then they hit me with a bat. I like that one.
I'm impressed. 31-year-old Kyle Campbell of Indiana has been banned from Yellowstone National Park for 5 years after a series of incidents on June 21st that not only got him banned from Yellowstone for 5 years, but got him a 60-day jail sentence, 5 years unsupervised probation. Oh, and a fine. Oh, yes, it was involved. The mayhem started with Campbell and his cohorts being denied access to their kayaks because they were
drunk.
According to the K2 radio report, the group moved to another part of the park where Campbell, I'm guessing still slightly intoxicated, threatened a security guard who asked him to drive more slowly. You never threaten security personnel. Park rangers placed him in handcuffs and put him in their patrol car where he banged his head on the glass until they removed him. One ranger and Campbell got into a struggle and he was placed under arrest for disorderly conduct. Oh, he wasn't done because we all know that alcohol makes you very smart. Put back in the patrol vehicle, he tried to kick out the back window, had to be placed in leg restraints, and then was forcibly sedated on the way to the hospital to treat his injuries.
With a wrench?
See, that's what I would have used, but I'm guessing they used something much more humane. Park rangers, although it could be Army, found empty alcohol bottles and marijuana containers in Campbell's car. Because being stoned and drunk makes one much smarter.
Good decision-making, Tree.
Never happens that way. Yeah,
When they put me in the car, I'll slam my head into the window.
They should have just let him out and see if he wanted to steal a bike. My thought.
This is true, really news. Send email to TiTR@netradio.network.